So LR Hercule seems to be finally coming to Dokkan after being announced like several weeks ago, and I believe it was announced in the V-Jump magazine. So he's finally out, still waiting on a few rebirths such as the Great Ape Vegeta and REBIRTHS, and I think there is one more unit, but for the most part this is pretty much everything. And of course Goten and Trunks are going to be getting their Dokkan Awakenings as well, or rebirths, but I'm going to be going over them in a separate video. But as always, I hope you guys are having a great day, and if you do enjoy today's video, consider leaving a like and subscribing if you are new. So I'm going to say straight away that I do like the art, but first impressions, I feel like he is somewhat underwhelming, but considering what he is and how easy he is to obtain and get to Super Attack 10, I'm not that surprised. We have no idea what medals he requires just yet, but I would imagine that maybe it's going to be the medals for the Bio Broly event for whatever reason. They could mix it up though. I doubt it's going to be Bio Broly. Maybe it's going to be a completely new event. Maybe it's just going to be the Majin Buu medals from the Hero Extermination event. But yeah, as always, shout out to the Dokkan subreddit for his translations, and it's your boy Toast that's doing the translations today. So LR Hercule, all types, you know, just every single unit, pretty much. Health and defense up by 100%. So unfortunately, he does not give an attack boost, which is definitely one of the more important stat boosts, just because obviously more damage output. But I would still try him out as a lead just to see how it works. Obviously, I'm saying obviously a lot. They will still get the boost from their own passive skills, but it will be interesting to see how well this lead works. And it also doesn't give keys, so I mean, it'll be fun to use, right, for a challenge video, something along those lines. His passive skill gives him a super high chance of his attack going up by 20,000, and he also gets 7 key. His links are Hero, Soul vs Soul, Golden Z Warrior, Supreme Power, the Innocence, Rebirth, Legendary Power. So his best key link is Rebirth. Is that his only key link? I think that could potentially be his only key link there. So he doesn't have, obviously not Golden Warrior, Golden Z. Wow, I legit think that his only key link is Rebirth, so instantly not off to a great start. And keep in mind, I'm pretty sure that this is just supposed to be a bit of a joke card, so it's not to be taken seriously. I don't think they made him with the intention of being good. So it's 12 key super attack, colossal damage, and has a rare chance to stun. 18 key super attack, mega colossal damage. Next 3 turns, defense is increased by 20%. And the super attack 20 bonus is that it powers up his super attack. So interesting, right? Let's have a look at his super attack. I haven't seen it yet. Let's see this guy in action. I'm actually curious to see how good he is on a monotech team. Definitely going to have to go ahead and try that out. And outfitting, taking on Kid Buu, and I'm just going to shut up now. Here we go. So that is the super attack. Definitely creative. I would imagine that his 12 key super attack is slightly different. Maybe it's just going to be the exact same as he was when it was pre-Dokkan, but I doubt it. Maybe it's going to involve Majin Buu again. But to be honest, my overall thoughts it's a fun card, don't get me wrong. But in terms of legendary rares, he is easily the worst one. But it's expected, right? It's LR Hercule. You can get it from his friend summons. You don't really expect him to be good, but when the medals are officially announced, I suppose I'll go ahead and farm them in advance. But I would imagine that they are going to come out tomorrow, as well as Bio Broly, so who knows? Maybe they are going to announce the Extreme Tech Type lead, and maybe we'll go from there, who knows? And yeah, again, overall thoughts, I think his leader skill is interesting. It will be, I'm saying interesting a lot, it'll be interesting to see how specific units will work on this lead. Obviously, you're not going to use a hero team if you have a Geo Blue. Maybe you want to use a mixture of villains and heroes, so I guess this is an opportunity to go ahead and do that. I'm surprised that he still has a restriction on his passive. Obviously, it's a chance, but it's a super high chance, so if you don't have his passive go off, you're just extremely unfortunate. I'd imagine it's like a 10% chance for it to not go off or something along those lines. He still gets the 7 keys, so despite not having the greatest key links, he can super attack consistently. Now that I think about it, he is literally going to be super attacking every single time because he is instantly going to be on, like, what, 13 key? So, again, it's going to be a lot easier to launch his 18 key super attack, which is great. And I believe that I have a few units in my team that actually has a rebirth link. I believe that Whis is one of them. I don't think he got the Fierce Battle link like Pycon, so it's going to be interesting to see how well he does work on M1 Tech team. And thankfully, my one is at super attack 10, and his ability is actually, his free ability rather, is actually, what do you call it, critical hit. So I definitely feel like he has some damage potential there, and I don't know if every unit they use in the showcases are fully maxed in the ability system, but if it is, I don't know how well he's going to measure up in comparison to some of the other guys in terms of damage. But to be fair, from that gameplay alone, he did seem to measure up quite well. But keep in mind that because this, the event that they took on was one of the older Dokkan events, Kid Buu didn't have as high of a defensive stat, which means that he's obviously going to be taking more damage. So we'll see. And I believe that Supreme Power Link actually does more damage, but I don't think he was linking up with anyone in particular that had that link. So I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. Rare chance to stun around 10 to 20%. Colossal damage, mega colossal damage. His defense increases by 20% for 3 turns. And you know what? Let's have a quick look at his defensive stats. So his defensive stat is currently at 8,000. And when you take into account the double Super Saiyan 3 Goku leader skill, I believe that's around 18,000. I could be wrong. It could be more, it could be less, but it's definitely around 18,000. I think it's going to be a bit more. So when you take into account that he is going to potentially get a 20% defensive increase for the next 3 turns, you could potentially have a decent tank on your hands, because obviously legendary rares have some of the highest defensive stats in the game. So when you take into account the leader skill, and of course if you invest orbs into them, the defensive stats could potentially get pretty damn high and obviously make them somewhat viable tanks. And with the defensive boost that he gets from the super attack, it could be an interesting mechanic to play around with. Honestly, I'm actually kind of looking forward to him. He may not be the greatest unit in the world, obviously, and he is probably the worst legendary rare. I mean, I say that, but we haven't used him yet. You know what? I'm not going to judge him until I use him. So definitely going to try my best to get my hands on him as soon as I can to show him off to you guys. But definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I definitely feel like it's an interesting take on him. If you haven't seen it already, I did a discussion video with Nano, and I basically went over how good he could potentially be. And I feel like it's pretty accurate. I didn't guess the leader skill correctly because I thought it was going to be similar to the other legendary rares. I thought he was going to give the free key to tech types as well as the 90% stat boost, but instead they went with something completely different from what I thought they would do. But to quickly have a look at the Goten and Trunks, so of course Trunks went from having a 70% attack boost up to 100, and of course we have the Goten as well, which I currently have on JP, and that kind of, well, you'll see in a few moments. I don't know which video is coming out first, but there's a lot of videos coming out today. I didn't expect this information to be coming out, so expect a few videos today. But again, love the art, and obviously it's supposed to look like this. So let's go ahead and have a quick look at the translations. Goten gives 2 key to agility types as well as a 70% HP and defensive boost, so for whatever reason, they decided to completely disregard the attack stats for both of these leader skills. He gets a 90% attack boost at the start of the turn. His links are Golden Warrior, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, Innocence, Rising Star, I believe that's Budding Warrior, Ready for War, and Rebirth. The super attack causes supreme damage, and he gets an attack boost for 3 turns, or his attack goes up for 3 turns. And then we have Super Saiyan Trunks, again, same leader skill but for a different type, 2 key to physical types as well as the 70% HP and defensive boost. He causes supreme damage and his attack raises for 3 turns. Of course, he gets the 100% attack boost. His links are Golden Warrior, Vegeta Family, Super Saiyan, Innocence, Rising Star, Ready for War, Rebirth. So the only real difference in terms of links is the fact that Trunks does have the Vegeta Family link instead of Kamehameha, and they both raise their attacks every time they super attack, which is obviously great. And they both initially had 70% if I'm not mistaken, but for some reason they decided to boost Trunks a bit more, so Trunks has 100%. Whereas Goten, that sounded really weird, whereas Goten only has 90, so Goten shafted in a way. And it's actually interesting because I speak about this in the video that's going to be coming up in the next few hours, hopefully. And definitely going to be trying him out again. Spoilers! Obviously that video isn't out, but it's going to come out, so yes, I am going to be doing something regarding the Goten. It involves Goten pretty much, but overall, I definitely feel like at least Trunks is going to be optimal because that increase to his passive is definitely sizable enough to potentially use him on a team. I don't personally have him on JP, which is a shame. Maybe I'll end up pulling him from Lucky. But yeah, if you guys have him, I would definitely consider him. That 100% up is definitely something to consider, like I said before. And the fact that he raises his own attack is also pretty damn good. He has the Rebirth link, which he could potentially share with Piccolo. You have Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, the Family Gallic Gun one, or just the Father-Son Gallic Gun. Definitely does have a lot of potential. Goten, on the other hand, got somewhat shafted. It's just that agility at the moment already... It's weird. Again, I don't want to just give my impression straight away. I don't want to judge these particular units straight away because I haven't used them yet, right? I haven't used their actual rebirths. As soon as I get my hands on them, I'm obviously going to try to show them off. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this card. And honestly, I'm looking forward to using him, especially on my Monotech team. I'm happy with the majority of the rebirths. I feel like they could have potentially made Goten a bit better, but it's bad though, right? They can't perfect every single card. But as always, I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.